Welcome to the fourth episode of NextGen Africa, a groundbreaking podcast by the Kevin Winter Foundation, dedicated to inspiring changemakers for the next generation of Africa. I'm your host, Fortune Winter, founder and president of the Kevin Winter Foundation, as a U.S. nonprofit with a mission to support the education and training of youth in Africa. Our guest today is Mr. Kiwon Zinsou. From the Republic of Benin, Kiwon is a dynamic professional with a diverse background. Holding a degree in transportation and logistics, he has spent the past 2 years as the operations lead at the Kevin Winter Foundation, where he has gained significant experience in the nonprofit sector. In addition, he also serves as the IT Deputy Director at UPF Africa for the past 3 years, where his technical expertise and strategic insights have been valuable. His ability to bridge the gap between IT and operational management highlights his versatility and forward-thinking approach. Beyond his contributions to the NGO sector, he is a seasoned forex and cryptocurrency trader with over 5 years of experience navigating the complexities of financial markets. Since 2019, he has delved deeply into the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, further expanding his expertise in the rapidly evolving digital finance industry. Welcome, Kiwon. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me today for this podcast. I'm very grateful.
Today, we're going to go into several topics. I'd like to start by going into your background a little bit. Can you tell us about your upbringing in Benin and how it shaped your career?
Thank you for this question. Well, my background is quite large. I will start with my journey from Benin. Actually, you mentioned that I am from Benin. That's where I grew up, and also that's where I got my first degree, my bachelor degree in transport and logistics. It was a 4-year degree study, and got some kind of experience from that to see how supply chains work and how system works and how they operate. In the sense that everything in this world is led by logistics. Basically, everything is logistics, human logistics. Even in transport, you have logistics system. Even in different organizations, you have to manage staff. You have to manage the people, the resources. So I think logistics has a lot of interesting, system. And this is why I decided to study this field, because I'm someone who loves to find out what's not working, to find solutions to several things in my personal life and in the life of other people also. So that's where I started. And also since then, I've started to work for several NGOs, mainly the Universal Peace Federation since 2019. And I've been called as a staff member to prepare a summit, a regional summit for Africa in Niger. And since then, I had quite a lot of experience and memories from that, helping out a World Summit also in Korea in 2020, and then working now officially as Deputy Director, managing the IT Department of the Universal Peace Federation Africa. So, well, so far, I've also been called to help the Kevin Winter Foundation, where I serve as the operation lead, finding out talented staff who can help with several things. And this is where we started from officially. And I'm very proud of the progress we've made so far and where we are right now. So yeah, that's interesting. My background also is large because I'm someone who touch a lot of domains at the same time. I did a bit of photography back then, and also I discovered MLM. MLM, maybe that's a French saying, but it's called relational marketing, where you affiliate people and you gain some percentage on the one that you bring. I started to work with certain companies, iMarkets Live, for example, where I discovered what was trading. And it was in 2017, I think. So since then, I've been active on the trading sector, trading forex, also discovering other financial markets like stocks and commodities, bonds. And I discovered Bitcoin as a payment method that we use to get and renew our subscription within that company where I was working. So I thought, well, I can do a transaction and it can go through in 1 to 3 minutes. But if I go to the bank, this same transaction will take hours. I will be in the queue waiting to meet the, you know, um, the staff at the bank to process my transaction, and they will ask me some question, what I want to do with those funds, etc. So I thought, well, this Bitcoin thing is a revolution. That's what I was saying to myself, and I started understand more the concept of what Bitcoin is and what are digital assets. Um, so yeah, since so far that's what I can say about
Yeah.
my background. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. You really, jumped right into the topic that I wanted to talk about today. This is an exciting this is an exciting episode for me as well, to delve into these conversations in areas that are, that I'm passionate in, as well as I know that you are as passionate about and have experience. You've been in the forex. You brought up your experience with forex and how that led you to discover Bitcoin, and brought up some very valuable points about the struggles of a typical person in Africa trying to access the financial system and utilize it on a day-to-day basis. I think these are some great points that I'm going to get into as well. I'd like to ask you about. But first, how did you first get interested in cryptocurrency and blockchain technology in general? I know you touched on that. You touched about going to the bank and how the struggles, and you touched about the payment using Bitcoin in in your forex company that you were working for. Do you mind talking about that a little bit? Your cryptocurrency journey, just the entrance into that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that question. Well, initially, what drew me into crypto was the potential for growth and also innovation. For example, in forex trading, you are dealing with established currencies, our fiat system that we know, but cryptocurrencies represent something new. It's a new class of assets, something that's not popular to the world, and sometimes something that's not popular or rare. For me, I define it as an opportunity. Um, Sometimes, so yeah, it really touched my mind, and I started to understand more what are cryptocurrency and how it's built, the technology that it's built on, and also the way it's decentralized is what also got my attention at the moment. I saw how crypto could go beyond just an asset class and also serve as a tool for financial empowerment. especially for youth here in Africa, where we struggle with different opportunities, and our finances are not so good. But yeah, it's how I started through payment methods, going to some website online, which offers ways to transact using cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash at the moment. There were also XRP, Ripple. These are just some example of digital asset of the cryptocurrency classes, but my trading background also helped me to understand um, why it's not a scam, as most people used to think. New things sometimes are considered as a scam, or a way for people to, get money from poor people, from poor people, actually.
Yeah.
And I was not that guy who was thinking like that. I was more in the brain of someone who wants to innovate, to have something new to present to his friends and everything like that. So, and then with my trading background, I used to understand more how this new asset class move in the financial market, and also how we can get advantage from that. And yeah, so a lot of possibilities with blockchain and cryptocurrency. And I think we're just getting started. Uh, I
Yeah,
think the future looks bright with cryptocurrencies.
that's true. So we've talked, quite a bit now about blockchain and cryptocurrency we're using these terminologies and what we're talking about. I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there who are unfamiliar with these terms. Can you explain in simple terms what is blockchain technology and how does it relate to cryptocurrency?
Sure, yeah, thank you. Certainly, blockchain is essentially a decentralized book or ledger, if we can call it like that. It's a digital ledger that records every transactions across multiple computers. So what makes it special is that blockchain is immutable first, and also is decentralized, not controlled by a single authority, a centralized authority, meaning if a transaction is recorded, it cannot be altered or deleted by someone. That ensures transparency and security. And also, instead of relying on a central authority like the banks or governments, blockchain operates through consensus mechanism. So allowing also trustless transactions. It's actually a good innovation, but since it was created or invented, the blockchain has grew up, has evolved, I would say, and now we have many big computer solving operations. I mean, developing the consensus mechanism for blockchain to prove the different possibility we can get from that innovation, from that technology. And now we have cryptocurrency that are digital assets built on blockchain, meaning that every transaction we will make using one cryptocurrency will be recorded into the blockchain system, meaning even 10 years later, you can find the old transaction you made, and you can see the record of everything. Nothing is hidden, everything is public, and it's also secure in a sense. So I think that's what I can say briefly about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
I think that's really well said. There are so many use cases for blockchain technology. Obviously, as you mentioned, it's the underlying technology that cryptocurrency is built upon. Bitcoin being the first of use cases of blockchain technology. And I think you're pretty familiar. You've been in the crypto trading, in that industry for quite some time now. You mentioned Bitcoin being the gateway for you to enter into crypto trading, and I know now you are involved with quite a few different projects. You even have your own Instagram channel where you share about. Do you want to just mention a little bit about that, your channel on Instagram, what that's about?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for that opportunity to talk about that. I started in 2021 when I discovered the different possibility that blockchain and cryptocurrency offer to us users and to the youth in general also. I think I started to share some knowledge that I gained through my previous years in the space. And it started well when I discovered what are NFTs. I was like, pictures you can sell, you can buy pictures on internet and resell them to get some gains, some money back. And I was like, what if I started to showcase the NFTs, the digital pictures I'm interested about, and also the pictures that I purchased also, to show people that there is an opportunity there, don't miss out. And that's where I started to share these pictures on my page. And I started to see an interest because first it was artistic, it was things that are cool to see, visually appealing and such like that. And I started to see my followers growing up, and I've reached a good amount of a good numbers of followers from then. And then I started to delve into the DeFi space, decentralized finances, where I found also some other class of assets and some other possibilities such as lending, borrowing, and also what it's called staking or farming. So you can do everything you do in traditional finance, all the service that the banks offers, microloans, microservices. You can do all that with blockchain cryptocurrencies. So I wanted to share that knowledge, that opportunity to the public. So that's where I started, and now I want to expand more on that, create my own hub, research hub on cryptocurrency, and also, yeah. So technically, that's what I can say about that.
Yeah, you've done pretty well for yourself as far as building an engaging community, which it's hard to do. I'm actually on your LinkedIn account or your Instagram account right now, and very well designed page, quite a few different categories. You've touched on NFTs, as you can see here. You're sharing about NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and you have quite a bit of non-fungible token artwork here. Do you want to maybe just share a little bit? What is a NFT for those that don't know?
Yeah, sure. Well, that's I'm really passionate about NFTs because I made quite a lot of profit trading NFTs, purchasing NFTs. So NFTs are non-fungible token, NFT, non-fungible tokens. They are unique asset class, digital asset class, also built on the blockchain technology, built on the cryptocurrency that govern. I mean, the blockchain that governs the cryptocurrency, and also they are stored on the blockchain. Unlike cryptocurrencies, which are interchangeable, or fungible in a sense, NFTs actually represent ownership of unique items like pictures, music, digital art, or even real estate recently. So making them one of a kind of asset class in the blockchain space. Each NFT has a unique value, a unique identifier on the blockchain. I cannot possess the same NFT that you possess. It's very well detailed. It's unique with different traits, different hashes, different policy ID sometimes in the blockchain. Yeah, don't get confused by the terms because it's a bit technical, but just to mention that it's something really tangible that you can find and extract that value from that. And also that proves ownership and authenticity about this new asset class. In Africa, NFTs hold great potential, I would say, beyond just digital art. There are many things in Africa that can be digitalized. The history, for example, in Egypt, these kind of um, historical items used for tourism, all of that can be digitalized and recorded on the blockchain. So yeah, definitely NFTs are something that are worth looking at. So
That's right. Yeah, I feel that this conversation can go in so many different directions. It's such a broad topic, talking about blockchain technology, its use cases. I'm trying my best to stay on the theme of this podcast, which is about empowering Africa, inspiring change makers for the next generation of Africa. And so, as we, you know, can go on so many different directions here with blockchain technology, let me try to pull it back to our mission here, and talk about how, or ask, I guess, the question: how can blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, I guess you can say, how can that create new opportunities for the young people in Africa?
yeah, that's really interesting as a question. I think not just blockchain, but overall technology is key to empowering the youth in Africa in this digital age that we live, where we live actually, especially in Africa, where we have a young and growing population eager to innovate. It's essential that people get interested in these different new technologies such as AI also that we could talk about in the future. But blockchain offers opportunity for entrepreneurship, job creation, and financial independence. And with the rise of decentralized applications called also DApps, young Africans can build solutions tailored to their communities, dealing with their problem, wanting to solve the problem that they're facing in their day-to-day life. Without needing vast amount of capital, they can even fundraise through blockchain, through cryptocurrency or decentralized application, whether it's launching a crypto-based remittance service or developing blockchain-powered supply chain or creating decentralized identified system. DID, we call it, decentralized identification. The possibilities are endless for Africa to evolve through that space, the cryptocurrency space. And moreover, blockchain is leveling the playing field. Youth no longer need access to traditional system or networks. They just need access to the internet and a willingness to learn and to use this new technology. I think we have quite a lot of help that have been created so far since the rise of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. We have those countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia that are really active in the cryptocurrency space, creating every day some startups to deal with the problem that their communities face every day. So I think there's a lot of potential for this technology in Africa. And I also recently, just that's a short experience, I texted a old friend of mine from Benin, and he sent me a link, a Telegram bot. Usually, I don't pay attention too much on Telegram bots because sometimes it's scam. And he said that this is a game. It's a decentralized app built on Telegram blockchain. Yeah, I knew that Telegram has a blockchain, so I wanted to know more about that. It's called Hamster Game or something like that. And I was looking at it. It's actually a game where you can spend your time and getting some free coins. And later, when the coin is officially launched on the cryptocurrency exchange, big exchanges like Binance, you can exchange that those coins that you can and get some fiat, some money. And I was like, wow, how did he knew about this? And I was not knowing about that. And I thought that people want to level up, to empower themselves, to get financial freedom. And so they are researching ways to escape, ways to making it, and they're finding new stuff, they're trying out new stuff. And that's how blockchain works. If you don't go for information, you will never find the opportunity. Actually, you need to get out there, learn on social media through other people that are in the field, and learn also how the technology works behind. So I think technology in general is an empowering tool for the youth, and especially in Africa.
That's right. One of the projects, one of the projects that we both share our passion for, I guess, is the Cardano community and the Cardano blockchain. I could probably go on to talk so long about my experience introducing into blockchain technology and how Cardano has impacted me. But the focus of this podcast is on Africa and the youth. And Cardano has, just if you research all the different projects, I know there are quite a few different blockchains in general that are doing building projects in Africa for different use cases. But I think we wouldn't be stretching the truth to say that Cardano is doing the most work in Africa right now. From their project in Ethiopia, for instance, with the Ministry of Education, you talked about DIDs, decentralized IDs. They're implementing blockchain-based digital identity system for 5 million students and teachers, which will create a national attainment record to be able to verify grades, monitor their performance, boost education nationwide, as well as once they graduate, they'll be able to take that on into the financial system and into their daily lives, having a decentralized identity that can prove and verify their who they are, their records, all the different things that their financial interactions. And I'm pretty sure most of our audience that will be watching this are either someone who has experienced or know of the situation going on in Africa. But maybe we can just paint a picture real quick, a little exercise of the current financial system and how the typical African interacts with that system, and then compare it to a blockchain-based technology and how the interaction is there. Maybe could you just, for example purposes, share a typical financial interaction with you're currently in Ivory Coast, I believe, the situation, the financial institutions there. What is it like for you interacting in that system?
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, now I don't interact so much with a centralized system. Since I discovered blockchain, I reduced my exposure to banks and also to traditional financial systems. But what I can say, what I see in the day-to-day life where I am, for example, it's sometimes the difficulties to get to open an account for a youth, for example. It's more difficult for a youth who doesn't have an official degree or some document to provide to get his account approved and open. Sometimes it's difficult for you to access the traditional systems at first. Second, even for the old man having also already his account, going there at the bank sometimes might take hours for him to sit there and wait for his turn to now deal with the bank and everything, paperwork, everything. And it's time consuming, and sometimes they're asking so much question about your own money that you work hard to get. They're asking where is that coming from? Where do you want to send it? What is the purpose? Everything. And I find it really boring because we don't need that. We need just to process our transactions and get to what we want to do with our resources. And also, one of the services I don't like about banks is the annual interest. Um, it's very low. I think it's something like 3% or 4% of the money you have in your bank account. But with crypto, for example, in 1 year, you are the one monitoring that interest, the API, where you can have like even a 100%, to be honest, return of interest on the money you have in store in your digital wallet. So sometimes I find it not really attractive, the rates they're giving us at the bank compared to what we can get from the cryptocurrency. And in cryptocurrencies, for example, your money doesn't just sit there in your wallet. You can make it active. You can engage with staking mechanism and get some fees from just owning the cryptocurrency. And you can see the money grow day by day in your accounts or in your wallet. And that's excited me. That's what makes me excited about this blockchain stuff. So I think we can have many practical or technical example of why we should use the new innovation on blockchain technology instead of continuing to rely on the old traditional system.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, just from, speaking from my experience as well, interacting with remittance to Africa, to different team members that I have, even to you and others, but specifically others in certain jurisdictions where others in certain I can't say that word, but anyways, others in certain areas that the remittance are, can go all the way up to 10, 15% or more of the transaction itself. And this is terrible for both the sender, and as well as the receiver. and switching to, and not to mention time consuming, switching to, as we have done at Kevin Winter Foundation, we have switched completely to paying out our staff and contractors in cryptocurrency. And it has reduced fees drastically. Not to mention, in your experience, as you can say, receiving the funds right away, instantaneously, receiving the funds and being able to utilize it in certain DeFi ways as well. So let's go back to your advice to the youth in Africa right now. There are many people who are not participating in the cryptocurrency blockchain ecosystem. What would you say to those African youth to develop perhaps what skills or where they should be, what they should be doing, what they should be aware of to be able to be part of this industry and community? It might be intimidating perhaps for some certain people who are not maybe tech savvy. So what would your advice be to just the typical African youth when it comes to getting involved, utilizing, where do they start?
Yeah. First of all, I want to mention that youth in Africa sometimes are reticent, and also they don't like too much to try new things until it's verified and confirmed that this thing is sure 100%. So I would say, first of all, to the youth, to not be afraid of innovation. Innovation are sometimes good thing, and the approach that you need to have as a youth is wanting to know, is gaining knowledge. As you are a youth, you have this possibility to learn many things. Your brain can, contain many informations, and it's the right time to learn a lot about something, whether it's a topic, a degree, or something, a skill that you want to acquire. So I think blockchain, as everything else, is also something you can learn. You can even get degrees from blockchain. There are some universities now in Europe or the US that teaches blockchain technologies, and you can get degrees from that. So if you don't find that type of formation or education in Africa, the first thing I would say is to look into internet, to look into social media, people who are dealing with the same topic you want to learn, this blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystem, how it works, contact other people, network with other people in the field. Ask questions, don't be afraid to ask questions. If not, you can never know why these people are doing what they're doing, and you will never know the different possibilities that are within this ecosystem of innovation. So yeah, my advice is to start from searching on internet, most importantly on X, previously called Twitter, because X is the place where you can get access to information right away, just by searching in the searching bar, the topic or the word that you heard from a friend of you, talking about maybe Bitcoin. Just do something, look into what you want on X, and most projects on X showing up their projects, how their work's going on, and also new cryptocurrency. You can discover everything on X, on this particular social media. So I think there are many platforms where you can engage with people in the space and learn from them. And also don't be afraid of going out to test the product for a company, maybe a new crypto project that launched. Just read about that new project. Also, don't be afraid of testing a decentralized application. Just make some research and test it test it one day. Um, Today you can interact with the DeFi ecosystem, the decentralized finance. You can get, as a youth in Africa, I know sometimes we struggle with our finances. So getting a loan now with cryptocurrency, with DeFi is such a easy stuff. And you can do it within minutes instead of going to the banks and apply for a loan. They will ask you, why do you want this loan? Something like that. But with cryptocurrency, it's easy and it's instant. I can't say that word, but
Instant. Yeah.
yeah, it's fast and you can rely on it. It's like you get a digital asset as a collateral that you store on the blockchain, that will be stored on the blockchain, and in exchange you will receive the amount you want to borrow, and then after a period of time you return back the amount to the sender with an interest amount that you will define prior the loan application. So I think many possibilities with blockchain, DeFi, and all of that. You shouldn't be left behind, get left behind. You should engage with the ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. I think it's our duty to also, as much as we're shining a light on, the good, to identify some of the risks and things to consider. What would you say, your advice to any new crypto user or anybody in the DeFi space? What kind of things to look out for? What are the challenges or the risks associated that they can encounter?
One of the risks, the biggest risk is to not being educated. If you have education, you can manage to pass out different risks and potentially the damage you can have. First and foremost, the volatility of cryptocurrencies can be a challenge for some. Price can swing dramatically. You can hold a cryptocurrency today will be worth $100, and the next day it will drop back to $50, and you will be crying out. So the first thing is to get educated. You need to learn about how they call it the USDT, the stable coins, for example. These are asset class within the cryptocurrency ecosystem that are stable cryptocurrency pegged to the dollar, and it's always equal a dollar. So instead of having your funds into the cryptocurrency that engage with volatility, that are exposed to volatility, you can store that or convert that to a stable coin where your fund is safe. That's first. And we also have the fact that crypto can attract bad actors, and so education is important. Where you find opportunity, you will also find many risks to get scammed by people who want easy money. So they will send you a link, for example, and if you're not cautious, you can click on that link, and your wallet can be drained out. You can lose all your funds, and it's important to get educated. There are many risks for sure, and if you have the knowledge, it's possible to not fall for these mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are great points. To do your own homework or do your own research before getting involved, right, in anything, especially new things. You don't want to just blindly jump into something you don't. I think, you've shared a bit about the kind of attitude that we should have to try new things and whatnot, but it should be done cautiously, right? Not just without doing some research on the projects, especially when it comes to investments. I think one thing for sure, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, is my go-to, I guess you can say I don't know, mentor. I don't have any personal give and take with him, but I watch all his videos because I feel like I always learn something. And one of the things he keeps repeating is you can't get something for nothing, right? There is no, these giveaway scams where people think that, oh, I send some crypto to this wallet, then they'll send me back more. I have to say that because that is in people's lack of caution, they tend to, maybe get blinded by greed or something, and not think clearly in making those decisions when they do interact with that. And scams are one of the biggest reasons I think that crypto has a bad name. If you ask, especially those that are not that don't believe in cryptocurrency or are against it, that's their go-to argument: is it's for illegal activities and scamming and such. So there's truth to that because people give in, right? People don't do their homework. People just blindly interact with interactions. So I think it's a valid thing to mention in our advice to the youth, to those the audience members that are looking to get involved with cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Now let's go back to a more positive mindset. What is what would you say? How do you envision the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency in Africa over the next 5 to 10 years? What is your outlook on that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I believe Africa is poised to be a leader in blockchain adoption, and over the next decade or so. The lack of entrenchment financial system means that there is an opportunity to leapfrog directly to decentralized solution. And I foresee blockchain being used in many industry, many different industry, and in sectors like agriculture, supply chain, even logistics, what I study, and where transparency can be one of the key aspects African can get from the blockchain technology. And also, personally, I'm excited about the potential for decentralized finance to offer access to loans and borrow credit for small businesses and individuals, and also to, empower the youth through this innovation, because it's not just for companies or big sectors like agriculture, real estate, but it's an innovating tool that everyone can use to get financial freedom, to be empowered, and to help their communities and so on. I think with research, with the right amount of energy put in this industry, the blockchain industry, I think Africa can be a leader in the next years.
Yeah, I share that opinion definitely. You see that in many countries where they, as you mentioned, leapfrogged between the different technologies. They didn't follow the typical sequence of transitioning between the different technologies. They leapfrogged and went to the latest, and so especially in countries that are facing difficult, let's just, I don't know, I don't want to get too political, but the governments that are maybe a little bit more, I guess you can just say not doing their job or not governing properly. The citizens are struggling, and they're looking to decentralized technologies, right, to solve their problems and to just day to day. So it's a important topic because maybe to the Western world, um, blockchain and crypto is more in the sense of just investment and growing their wealth, but in the developing nations, which really one of the reasons I resonate with Cardano, their mission and their outlook is to even out the playing field and give everyone the same access to the same systems across the world, right? And more than ever, the people in the developing nations are the ones that are needing that access to things that we take for granted in the Western world. So it does have a bright outlook. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's not going away, regardless of which governments are opposing it. I think we will see in the next 5 to 10 years that it's going to spread like a wildfire.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Regulatory system are the one we should certainly look closely to that aspect, because different governments are approaching crypto in different ways, and it's important to stay informed about the legal landscape in each country, in each continent, also in each region, to get some profit from what we're doing about cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Some countries in where cryptos are not legal, some countries where crypto are banned, and some even where you can go to jail using or creating a financial system based on crypto. So it's something also to watch closely. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, I think as we start to wrap up this podcast and this interview, I'm wondering, do you have anything to leave the listener, the audience with? Is there any message you would like to share for the audience of this podcast?
Sure, especially to the youth in Africa, I wanted to say that you don't have to worry too much about the information you receive. Just go out, search for the information you receive to verify if it is true or not, and to try by yourself. Don't let other people's opinion to influence what you can do, and get some profit from all the innovations that are coming out in a day-to-day basis. There are now talking about AI. You need to get interested in AI, because in the next 2-3 years, this thing is going to blow every people mind. And it's the same as blockchain and cryptocurrencies. You need to get involved to stay informed, to learn how it works, how you can get some opportunities, financial opportunities from that ecosystem, how you can even trade if you are a trader, because I know trading is a bit popular here in Africa. So yeah, it's a good thing to get interested in blockchain and cryptocurrency. Yeah, I think the future looks bright, and we don't need to be scared about innovation.
That's right. We're starting a tradition. We started actually a few episodes ago where we ask the guest to leave a question for the next guest. And not knowing who that guest will be adds the intrigue. Our previous guest actually it was from a couple episodes ago, asked the question for you: how can we make Africa great? How can Africa become not just the receivers, but the givers to the world?
Well, that's a broad and wonderful question at the same time. I think Africa still have these traditional values that are in their minds. They grew up some in the village, so they still have their cultural and traditional values. And from that alone, I think if they really understand the true meaning um, of interdependence, mutual prosperity, they can, bring a lot of values to their community first, to their families first, to their communities, and expand it to Africa, to the whole region. I think Africa needs to work together to not look at his brother or sister with an eye of jealousy or things like that. He needs to bring values and also bring value, give, and forget that he gave and continue to give. I think living for the sake of other is what can make Africa and also the whole world a peaceful place where everyone can live in harmony and peacefully. I think, yeah, that's two key points to understand interdependence, mutual prosperity, because if your neighbors is happy, there is a chance that you'll be happy also. So live for him and don't expect at 100% that he will return that back to you, because it will return back to you definitely.
Amen. Great,
Yeah.
great answer. For those who are interested to follow up with you, maybe know more, or just reach out, where would you direct them? Is there a website or a social media account handle, or how would you like to connect people to you?
Yeah. I'm very much active on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, and Facebook, and I have my official pages there. So you can type in Kiwon, and also you can add to that on the search bar Key Block Lab. Key Block Labs is the name of my business and yeah, my brand technically. So you can look for that. We'll leave the name in the description of this video. So yeah.
That sounds great. Well, I appreciate you for joining us today for this podcast. And for the listeners out there, our audience, please, we appreciate it if you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells, and share this video with your friends and families. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.